Oh, hey guys. Bet you didn't see me there. What's that? You easily spotted me? Come on, Oh, it's my goggles. Ah, I knew I should have painted them. They stick out. Welcome to the project, everyone. Today should be a nice little short one for you guys. So I was just gonna film this video as like an outro project. If you notice, like in all my videos, at the very end, there's just like a wholly separate project that's just on time lapse just for the very end screen. I was gonna do this as an outro project, but as I got to thinking about it, and I actually looked online a little bit, no one really talks about how to actually disassemble these. Like these are pretty popular, but no one, I mean, the only thing I can find is like reviews on them. But yeah, this is the Pyramex iForce goggles, and these ones are nice because these the actual eyepieces are like double paned, and so they're like pretty good again with anti-fog. And you know, I've been playing a bit of airsoft recently, and these are my go-to so far because when I'm actually like using a sniper or using my AR airsoft gun, I need to like get a good cheek weld, and the other bulky goggles I can't get a good cheek weld or get my hand like face down there. And so I've been using these, but last couple times that I've been playing, I actually started to notice something. I noticed that I was easily able to identify other people when they would just pop out a bit and they would have their face or they'd have their camo, and then they'd have these dark black rings from their goggles. And so, I mean, I have it like stuck in my head where I was like trying to look for people in the woods, and then I just saw someone pop their head out and I immediately saw their goggles and I knew that they were there. And so that got me thinking, okay, well, obviously I've got some other multicam stuff. My goggles are really sticking out and really causing an issue. And it'd be fine, like I would just buy these in tan, if they made them in tan, but they don't. So the video today should be pretty quick. Basically, we're just gonna try to paint these. And if you didn't know, or if you didn't see, the couple snipers that I have, I did my own kind of like camo paint job on there with that like bathtub mat. And you know, it's kind of fun. I like it. But I figured for these, rather than using a bath mat or something like that, I would actually try to make it as close to like multicam as I could. And so we got some materials. I think it'll turn out okay, but really, I just wanted to show you guys how to take these apart and then maybe see how this goes and bring you along for the adventure. So glad you guys are here. Let's go to the bench because it's really cold out. And that's the other thing, like amidst rebuilding our Crosstrek right now, it's really cold and I'm waiting for some parts, and so I figured this might be a good video for you guys because we can do it mostly inside. So let's go inside to the bench where it's a little bit warmer. So we're indoors, it's a little bit warmer, and when I was originally looking at painting these, I was like, okay, let me just put some masking tape over the lenses and, you know, then I could just paint away. But then I started noticing there's these little gaps in here, and I was like, shoot, like even if I just tape over this, I'm gonna get paint in there. But as I looked closer and closer, we can actually disassemble these and then paint them without the lenses. So if you notice right here, these pieces, they're like connected by a post. And so if you just bend them a little bit and then push out, boom, you can pull these off. So again, see there's a little post in there. So if we just go like that and snap the post out, so you can take those off, which is kind of nice. You know, then you can paint these separately if you really want. But the biggest parts right here is, you notice we have this gray piece and the black rim. So they're actually connected here at the center. So if you pull up, then the gray piece will separate. Then you can bend the gray piece, which just slots in on either side. So if you pull up and then out, then you can pull off the gray piece. And again, it just slots in on the sides and clips in on the middle. So now we got the gray piece out. So now it's just the lenses. And the lenses are connected in the top little tabs and bottom tabs. So all we need to do is kind of pull up, and maybe the bottom would be easier. It is kind of a tight fit. So the easiest way is to try to pull this way to give you some space, and then now I can pull and get the bottom out like that, and then the tops should just kind of pull out like that. So now we got a lens out. Do the other one. This is not a tutorial, but these do come out. You just gotta be careful. There we go. Got bottom two out, got top two out. And I will say, when I applied anti-fog to these lenses, especially on the inside, I actually, with like my thumb or with my nail, scratched there. So these inside lenses are pretty dang soft, so you need to be really careful about them. We could paint all these things separately and then put them in. One of the things I do want to do is tape on this foam, because this is where, you know, it's going to be touching my face, and I want to make sure that that's not now like all soaked in with paint. So we've got the glasses or goggles. We've got them all scuffed up and wiped down and prepared for paint. So now we need to start talking patterns. So again, on my other guns, you know, I didn't do like a super professional job, and this also isn't, but I wanted to see how using some stencils would work. I do want to try to match like a multicam as close as I can. So I actually got two different stencils. These ones are a lot bigger, like full on 8x9 sheets. And then let's see, those are from like, what was it? Redfoot Camo? Oh, Red Leg. So I got two different stencils, one from Craft Treat and one from Red Leg Camo. The Craft Treat one I was originally gonna do, but I was a little worried because it was a little small, and it's also not specific for multicam, and I don't think these ones are either. But the Red Leg one, they actually come with 3, and there's a lot bigger space between the different parts. So if I put that over here, if we look at this and multicam, you see these, like, they're too close together. So if you paint this with one color, like, it's going to be too close together. We might still try to use this one since it's a lot it's like smaller and these are smaller. But I don't know if you could quite get true multicam with these. I really think the Red Leg Camo ones are the way to go. They're bigger and they're spaced out. And the whole point of this is that, you know, from further away, it breaks up the outline shape of whatever item you have. So for like dealing as actual camo, these ones should do a lot better. These ones are probably good for, like, you know, little crafts. If you want to make your loafers camo, which you wouldn't be able to do that with this. But yeah, I don't know. We'll figure it out. We might do a combination between the two. Haven't fully decided. So the last item of business is actually painting. It's like well below freezing outside right now. I have set up some cardboard, and I think I've had success doing this before. Essentially, the item right now, the goggles, they're warm, and I have the paint inside warm too. And so if I just take it out, spray it a little bit, hopefully like between it coming out of the nozzle and hitting this, it shouldn't cool down too much, and then I can bring this right inside to dry. That should be able to get us painting even when it's like freezing outside. And then we're going to time lapse the whole painting part of it. It's going to be in multiple steps, but there's basically 4 main steps. It's paint it without any stencils, like a green and a lighter green, you know, just, you know, in lines or whatever. And then you put on a stencil, and the second step is you put on a stencil and you paint it with like a tan, like a dark and a light tan. So then you get the tan spots on there. You take that stencil off, and then you do like spots of like a dark brown on there. And then the last step, the 4th step, is white. So then you do spots of white on there with the other stencil. So I'm not sure what stencil for what. I'm guessing this is probably going to be, as you can kind of see, this one has like more on there. So I think with the Red Leg Camo stencils, we've got 3 of them, and if I had to guess, you'd want to do, yeah, green base layer. This would be tan. I don't know, one of these would be dark brown and the other one would be the white. But we'll see if we can maybe get that to happen all with this one stencil. I want to try to use this, but I don't know if it's a good idea. All right, we'll try it for the tan step. How about that? So the first stage turned out pretty well, and as I started getting ready for the second stage, I wanted to use this, but it's too small. Even for these glasses, they're too small. So we're going to use the red leg one, and basically I just strapped it across here, trying to get it as tight as possible. And then we're going to just do like one layer and then take off this as soon as possible. And I'm going to try rinsing off the paint on these. So I just like put it tight against here. And then we're going to do, again, light and dark tan. So again, I'm not even going to wait for it to really dry. And I'm going to pull the stencil off. I think that's pretty decent. Let's go wash off the stencil. The glasses, they've been curing for a few hours now. The paint isn't totally cure, so like handling it too much, it would be pretty easy to scrape off. But I will say, one of the things I had to do off camera is the white. After I did the white, I feel like it was a little too overbearing. And sure enough, when I look at like the couple things I have in multicam here, like there never is really white. There's like the light tan, but there's no white. So I don't know why the thing that I was following said to do white. So when the paint was just like, was dry, but not fully cured, like right after I sprayed it, I actually just like rubbed my finger over it to like either rub it off or just darken it up a little bit. So there is some wear in there from when I was doing that. But overall, I mean, I think so far it's turned out pretty well. But of course, because I'm impatient, you know, because it probably cures in like 24 hours. Let's put this back together, so at least I won't scratch these or lose them. And then we'll go to the final thoughts. It's been a few days and the paint has now hardened up pretty good. It doesn't feel as fuzzy or anything. And now that I look at it again, you know, I'm pretty happy with that. I really like how they've turned out, and I think they look pretty good, especially over what they used to be. Now let me show you what it's gonna look like when I'm actually using them. So, hang on. We are in the camo now, and you know what? Some of you guys may think I look a little strange. Nay, some of you may even think I look a little ridiculous. But here's the thing, including my wife, you only think that because you can see me. But if I'm in my natural habitat, you know, out in the woods, you won't be able to see me. Therefore, you won't be able to think I look ridiculous. So, you know, just lay off it a little bit. You know, this is the winning strategy. In all seriousness, guys, here's the goggles. Here's what they look like. This is kind of my typical setup. I'll level with you guys, and I do think I look a bit ridiculous. And honestly, I don't like this guard, this mesh mask, but like I also love having my teeth. So I'm gonna keep the guard on, and just kind of the name of the game. I got a condor wrap underneath, and I got the guard, the goggles, and a boonie hat to obfuscate my head shape a little bit. As much as I love watching the Blue Man Group, I don't know if completely bald is totally the way to go. So got my lovely boonie hat, and with all of this on, you can actually see the goggles I feel like match up pretty well with all the camo and everything. It's not like creating this huge dark outline or anything. And so I really like how this is all looking. I know you can't really see the light on that much, but when I don't have the face mask on and it's just the condor wrap, I was thinking the white kind of was a little too much, but with everything on there, I mean, yeah, this is looking pretty good. Pretty good, gotta admit, I like it. So here's the sniper we painted in the other video. You can see it all together. I mean, that's pretty good. It kind of blends pretty well together. If you're far away, it'd be kind of hard to see me. Here's the thing though, guys. Like airsoft, typically it's a pretty close range battle. I don't think you're gonna be doing a lot of, at least the games I've been playing. I'm not gonna be like crazy far off. And yeah, I mean, we've been like, what, maybe 100 yards? Yeah, you have magnified optics, but a lot of this camo and whatnot, I feel like it matters a lot when you're really far away and you're using like rangefinders or like really high-powered binoculars. Well, guys, I think this camo adventure that we're going on, it's going pretty well. You know, the gun looks pretty good. The goggles, they definitely won't. They're gonna like fit in a lot better. I like them a lot. This is a really quick video, and honestly, I don't know if we're gonna do any more airsoft videos, but that's kind of the whole point of this channel. It's not for like auto mechanics, it's not for airsoft, it's just for projects, for hanging out, and for learning together. Depends on what I'm into at the time. Hope you guys can come on the next one, and if you feel the same way, then hit that subscribe button. And until then, I hope you have some fun with camo. Honestly, it's great. It's kind of like a personality trait at this point. I really like it. Have fun with it. Love you guys, and we'll see you on the next project. Bye.